Hi everybody, it's Sunday night, so it's time for Mary's Craft Room, Sundays at 7. Tonight we're going to do everything Valentine. I'm going to show you more celebration products. I'm going to show you the Valentine's projects I've done, and I'm going to show you how I created this card tonight. Of course, you know this is one of my favorite folds, the bookbinder fold. So we'll do this cute, we'll combine celebration with Valentine's Day, and I just love it. Super, super cute. For this card, I just want to show you that I did use the Celebration set, the Adorable Owls. Okay, I also used a sentiment and the hearts off of the Share a Milkshake. I also used the Country Gingham 6x6 series paper that is in the mini catalog. It is currently out of stock, but it says that inventory is supposed to be back in as of this coming week, Monday the 6th of February. So sometime during that week that should become available again. So along with Celebration, they announced this past week they have more items available for Celebration, which is great. They've got some really good ones here. They've got the Kindness Cards Kit, free with $50. Let's Party Treat Packaging Kit. This was a paper pumpkin kit a few years ago, I believe. $50 item. 2 spools of the white 3/4 inch frayed ribbon. Another $50 is the Essential Tag Punch. I love punches. I don't know about you, but I collect almost all of the punches. You never know when one might come in handy. The Songbird Builder Punch with $50. Love this embossing folder. You can see on there it's the clouds. It is a great background for many, many of the stamp sets. And also I like the Hive 3D embossing folder too. If you like to use the stencils, the decorative masks, you can get a set of the Loveliest Layers free for $50. DSP is always a great one. Here's the Enjoy the Journey, which is in the current catalog. 12 by 12 sheets, 1 pack free for $50. And then this set is gorgeous, Eden's Garden bundle, and I actually believe I did that one just a week or so ago. That is the dies and the stamp free for $100. You cannot go wrong. So this was a great addition for the month of February to add on. The catalog is still available. As far as the Celebration catalog that you have, those items are also still available. These are just additional. So we're going to use the owls that were in the first time around that started in January. All right, so I'm going to put that aside for now. And before I get started on the card, I want to show you some of the other. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Julie. Hi, Gail. I know, Bonnie, this is the first time I've used the owls. Seriously, I don't know why I haven't broken them open yet, and they turned out so cute with the Valentine's card. I'm going to bring my camera down just a little bit, okay? So I want to show you what I've been working on for Valentine's Day. I've had pictures on my page, but let me show you here. I have done these adorable treat boxes. Finished them all up yesterday. I was crafting with my good friend Jenna for the whole day. 7 hours of constant crafting. It was awesome. So I did these adorable treat boxes with the Cracker and Treat Box die. This is currently out, but I'm always telling you when it's coming back in. It is scheduled to be back in the week of the 13th. So 1 more week and this will be back, should be back in inventory. These are so easy to make. I also used the Country Floral stamp set and punch, and I'm sorry the punch is out until April. That's a bad one, but the good news is these things are easy to fussy cut. So if you got the stamp set, you could easily stamp and cut around those pieces that the punch goes with. Same thing with the Shamrock. I mentioned last week. The Shamrock is out, but the stamp set is in, and you can easily fussy cut those. And everybody knows what I mean by fussy cut. You just stamp and go around them. Thank you, Ruth. I appreciate that. Okay. So then the next thing that I did, well, I've done, let's put these away. I've done numerous Valentine's cards using the new gnome set, the cat set. Love that. So cute. And then this is what I did with the Country Floral set. And again, this would have been easy to stamp, and I could cut around each of those pieces and still do this card. So I have a whole supply of Valentine's cards. And then the last treat that I did was, you know how I love to do my nuggets at Christmas time. Well, my friend Julie Rouge, friend and teammate, sent me one where somebody did them in Valentine's. And are they adorable? This is just the cutest and easiest set to use, you guys. Alphabest. Cute little punch. This stamp's great. And the first one I did was Hugs and Kisses. So I'm using up some old last year's Valentine's paper because I think it's super cute and I have plenty of it. So I'm using that up. So 5 pieces going across here, Hugs and Kisses. I know some of you are going to say, Mary, what are the dimensions? So if you want to write them down or if you want to message me, I can tell you. But for 5 hugs, these are each 1 inch. So for every one you use, it's 1 inch. So this little sleeve is 5 inches, okay? And then the width is 1 7/8, and you score at 1/4 inch on each side, bend it up, and you have a wonderful little holder. Stampin' Up! Used to have these nice sleeves that we could purchase. They no longer have them, so I have to say that I do have to go on Amazon to get those. So I did Hugs and Kisses. I did Hugs, and I did that in pink, all in pink. Isn't that cute? And I could do the word Kisses. So if you anything over 5 letters or 5 characters, just add another inch to the length of the package. I got another 5 one. Let's do a name. There's my grandson, Caleb. And I did one for Jenna's son, Logan. And then we have my granddaughter, Callie. So there I made that one 6 inches long. Isn't that cute? And mixed the purple and the red together. I just love these. I think they're so adorable. And now I can take special orders for names that people want or different words that they want on for these. And so easy to whip up. Just love them. All right. So that's what I have been up to. Have any of you been making Valentine's goodies? I love making holiday stuff. I have quite a few friends, so I'll take this to work, that get things for teacher gifts, for their kids. Christmas time especially, it goes a little crazy at work. And with me retiring this year, I'm not sure what they're going to do next year, except I might have to, Mary's Craft Room might have to make a run into the hospital just to deliver the goodies, not babies, the goodies. All right, let's get on to doing our card for tonight, which is also very quick and easy to do. So I'm going to do, I did the owl. I'm going to do something a little different on the next one. I just took my mini blending brush and put a little sweet sorbet around them just because it was a lot of white. But I have another idea that I'll do on this one. So I'm going to get all my bits and pieces here. So here is, we'll leave him up there. Hi Lorraine, how are you doing? I've got my normal card. This is 4 1/4, guys. This is the 11 side. You're going to score at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. I'll put it this way for you. 5 1/2 and go over to 6 3/4. And then you have your little piece. That's the bookbinder right there. Okay. I get my camera where I can see what I'm doing. Right there. So I am not going to wrap anything in. Sometimes I wrap ribbon around in here and then I glue it down. So just so it stays glued down or gets glued down tight, I'm going to do that first thing. First I'm going to put a little tape to just help it stick right away, and then I'm going to use the liquid glue. If you only use your adhesive as far as your tape, whatever kind you use, I find that this card will come apart a little bit, okay? So it's best to use liquid glue just to make sure it stays down. So we'll get that pressed down good and we'll set that aside. Okay, so now we have my other pieces and we'll do the inside part first. I'll work on that. Very simple, be my Valentine and some hearts. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on this first And I'm going to do that in real red. I mixed a little sweet sorbet in there, but for most parts it's real red. I did mix a little sweet sorbet gems in here to match up with the sweet sorbet paper. And I love, for all the Valentine stuff I did, I love how the sweet sorbet and the red complement each other very well. All right, so let's get this back here. And I am going to use Be My Valentine, which came from the milkshake set. So it's not all one set I'm using. I had to combine. And Valentine's is one that I save. I use a lot of retired stuff because I just like all the bits and pieces. So I pull them all out every year. And then we'll do some little hearts on the corner. Just like that. Easy. We'll tape that down in a second. But as long as I have the hearts out, envelope time, right? So we'll put the hearts in the corner here of the envelope also. There we go. And I'm going to keep that out. I'm going to want that. So I am going to adhere this right now. I hope everybody had a good weekend. So I said I was crafting for like 7 hours with Jenna yesterday. And then today, it was so nice out, I got out for my first walk since Thanksgiving. Thanks to Dr. Brent Yagi for fixing my ankle. I got to walk for an hour with my husband with no pain. It was fantastic. There we go. There's the inside. All done. I'm just going to wait for my card to dry just a little bit more. And I keep kind of pressing it down. So I'm going to set the inside back there for a minute. Then I am going to adhere the sweet sorbet paper onto the real red. And the size of that, guys, I apologize, the size is the same front and inside. The base is 4 by 4, and the next layer is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. The little layering queen, I have to, oops, before I put that down tight, it's a little crooked because I wasn't standing up. Heaven forbid it should be crooked. So take that off. So if you can catch it before you get it down tight, you can still get it up and take care of it. I know that's why a lot of people like to use the glue. I'm still a tape person. I love the Seal Plus. It's just so nice and strong. There we go. That's much better. I like that better. Okay, so what I did for this sentiment was I took a piece, it was like 4 inches long of white, 3/4 by 4 inches that I had left over when I was cutting things up. And then real red is 4 inches by 1 inch. And then I'll stamp them and adhere them, okay? And I did not mention that I used the thick white cardstock for the actual base of the card. Oh, hi, Gail. No, I haven't seen you in forever either. We'll have to get together sometime. Yes, I can't wait for retirement. It won't be until August, but that's less than 7 months away. So now I'm going to use the sentiment from the owls that says, "Hoot, hoot, you're so cute." And I'm going to do it right in the middle of the white. And that turned out just great. And if I look at my original one, I think I maybe used sweet sorbet, but we used real red this time. Again, very interchangeable on these cards. So now I'm just going to tape this down. And I'm going to double check the width because this one looks a little wider right now. I just want to make sure I have the right width. Let's get that. It is. It just looked a little wider than the first time. So I'm going to put that down on here. And then I am going to just put a little adhesive in the middle here. Joey, no. Okay. Sorry, my husband just put the TV on. Sorry about that. And then I'm just going to put it at an angle like this. And we're going to take it on the other side and cut off the edge. So I'm going to line it up with the square, just like that. And there we go. Got a little extra there. I want to make sure that I had enough adhesive, which I don't. So I'm going to tuck a little piece of glue in there, or drop of glue in there, just to make sure it doesn't come off. See what I'm doing? Just putting a little glue in there. Make sure that's on there good. And this end, same thing. I'm going to put a little, so I should have put a little bit more adhesive on there to begin with. There we go. All right. So we've got that glued down. Okay, so now we have got, we're getting there, our little edge piece for the bookbinder is, this is 1 1/4 across here. So now we're going to go down to 1 by 3 3/4, or 1 by 4, I'm sorry. And then the sweet sorbet paper is 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we will tape that together and adhere that down, but we'll put the ribbon on before we adhere it down to the card. I hope you guys have some nice plans coming up for the week. I invited my team to come over, the ones that are local, to come over and grab some pizza with me and work on some projects. Remember, Gail, how we used to do our pizza and paper pumpkin? So I invited them over so we could get together. So I think about 7 are coming, so that'll be nice. That'll be fun. Yes, Gail, I think I have to make some cookies for dessert. Yep, and maybe we can do a project and pizza night sometime too, coming up. Okay, so I'm just going to take enough ribbon to wrap around here. It's going to be about 5 inches. And I put a little adhesive on the back. Okay, put that down. Now I'll fill the piece with adhesive. And then adhere it to the card. I can start putting these pieces on the card, and we are almost done. Okay, so we're going to put this piece right here on the bookbinder edge. Get that. Get that down where I want it. There we go. I'm going to put the front one down. Get that layered nice. And then we'll put the inside one in. And work on the owl, and we'll be done. So now I have many choices of Valentine cards to send to my kids, my 2 daughters, and my grandchildren. All right, we're going to take one little piece of a couple inches of ribbon, slide it in under this. So this ribbon is loose here, and I can slide it under there and just tie a knot. You can make it longer if you want to tie a bow, but I'm just going to do a knot. There we go. So we've got that. Angle those little edges. Okay. And now let us do an owl. So I'm going to get a piece of paper to stamp on. Piece of grid paper. I'll get that out. And just because I might go over the edge of the white circle that we're going to use. All right, so let's get this up here. And then I took white scrap and I used the beautiful shape dies that's in the annual catalog. And this one cuts a circle, plus it puts a little embossing on it. So it gives it a little extra. So I did that, and then I'm going to take my owl, and this time I'm going to go a little bit lower because I have an idea for above him. So I'm just using my memento because I'm going to be coloring him in. And I'm going to come down here just a little bit. So it's not exactly in the center, so I've got a little white space up there. And I'm going to try this time adding a few hearts up there. I want to use the real red. Yeah. We'll see how it looks. That's kind of cute. And then I think I'm going to put one more up here. I like that. Does he need another one down there, or is less is more? Less is more. Let's just leave it the way it is for now, and we'll see how he turns out. All right. So then what I want to do is color him in. Just used a few basic colors. I gave him some pool party eyes. You can use any color you want for eyes. Okay, pumpkin pie for his beak and his feet. A nice orange. Pumpkin pie is a great orange. He's very easy to color in too. Okay, and then we're going to use dark gray or dark smoky slate. Sorry. For a couple pieces, we're going to use the breast of him. And I didn't do any shading or anything on this guy. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not that great at the shading, so I do the best I can with just coloring it in. And I'm okay. Sometimes I can shade, sometimes I can't. Just depends on what it is, and sometimes they give you great lines on there that help to enhance the shading. So I think that looks great there. That's fine. And then I'll use the light smoky slate for the rest of him. Are you like me? Do you make them hims or hers when you're crafting? Yesterday I laughed because I was talking to my crafting supplies and I asked Jenna if she did that, and she said, yep, all the time. Like saying, okay, you go over here and you will get put right here. Like they're going to answer me, right? Can you imagine what I'll be like when I retire and I'm home all the time by then? My husband will never be in the house. He'll think I'm nuts, more nuts than he does now. I was never one that liked coloring, but boy, when they came out with these blends, I really enjoy it. Kind of therapeutic, as they all say. Just like how it transforms the image. And you can do any colors you want. I liked the gray with the red. I could have done the crumb cake and color brown ones, but I just liked the way the gray looked with the red. All right, so I think he needs a twinkle in his eye. So there's a little piece up here that I put a little wink of Stella on. Okay. We could probably wink of Stella the hearts too, which is kind of fun. Oh yeah, look at, they'll deepen right up and get sparkly and pretty. I like that. That worked out good. Okay. Then let's get our card, and we will take our dimensionals And we'll pop it up with dimensionals, and we'll put a little of the bling on and call it a day. That'll be it. Just needs 3 dimensionals. Do a little triangle area. Take those off. Okay. And I think I'll put him at a little angle like this. How about that? And then we'll get our bling out. Our opaque adhesive backed gems is what I used. And I will put 2 of the sweet sorbet ones on the ends here just to kind of anchor the little saying. And then I will put 2 white ones up in the corner. And there is my finished product. I love it. I kind of like the addition of the hearts on this one. Kind of cute, adds a little extra. So there's my card for tonight. I hope you enjoyed seeing all my Valentine stuff. See what you can do with the celebration items, at least one idea that I had. And I hope that you guys all, oh, Lynn, hoot hoot, you're so cute. Oh, definitely make this card, Lynn. It's wonderful. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I think I may have to go back and try and put some hearts on this one because I like how it turned out so well. All right, have a great night, the rest of your night. Have a great week, and I'll see you all back next Sunday. Happy crafting, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.